come around. I've got no more to say. I hope that you are proud. You're pushing me away.
Hello YouTube, what's up? It's me, Amaxter. We're back with Inside the Mod, episode 2. For this episode, we have Ellpeck, who's the creator of Actually Editions, joining us. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, so today we're just in creative. We messed around, we made a bunch of stuff, and we're going to show it off because you have a lot of cool stuff in your mod.
Yes, we also made this big block of dirt
Yeah,
back there.
just don't look at that. It's kind of ugly, but I guess we'll find out how you made that later, right?
Yeah, I don't actually have that in here, but we will indeed.
Yep.
Um,
There's a penguin. That's
So-
not from Actually Editions, by the way.
it's from Waddles. I don't know what that is.
It's a good mod, but
It's very cute.
this penguin's gonna have to go.
So basically, when you start out with the mod, the first thing you're gonna make is one of these things, an atomic reconstructor, and what it can do is it can make things out of other things with lasers.
And I'm
Great.
showing the recipe for those on screen, so not too hard to make, but that's how you get started.
So what you can do is you can throw, for example, redstone down,
Yeah.
and then you can press a button wherever the button went. There we go. And it'll convert it into Restonia crystals.
And that's what you use to craft a bunch of other stuff in the mod.
Exactly.
And And you also get a
Oh.
manual when you craft something, right? That like teaches you the mod, basically.
Oh yeah, you can actually show that.
Yeah, let me get the... Basically, as soon as you craft anything from the mod, you're going to get this manual and inventory, which is a great way to do it, because, like, thank you for not just giving me a book when I started the game. Like, cough, cough, mods that do that. But, yeah, you get this nice little book here with bookmarks and everything, and you can just look everything up, and that's great. And there's also a search thing, so it's right there, too. So, yeah.
In case anyone hadn't noticed that.
Yeah.
So the reconstructor can be equipped, I guess, with a bunch of lenses, and the two I have in these two here are lenses of color, and what they do is they change the color of things. And so if I flick this lever, it's the color of these wool blocks is going to be changed. In like the cycle of wool that exists in this game,
That's pretty cool, yeah.
and I think it just sort of looks nice. You can maybe use that for something, but also you can make a bunch of colors if you need some color to craft an item.
Yeah, instead of exploring, you can just do this, which is probably even cooler.
Yeah, because you can also just use the dye. Oh, I think it has to be in the yeah, there we go. You can also use the dye itself.
Yeah, and the laser thing's pretty cool too. It makes the sound and everything, and you get this nice little animation, or I guess block animation, because all the stuff shifts around.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn this off though because it's very annoying.
Yeah, we don't want to spam your ears with sound.
So this is just here because I didn't know where to put it, but this is a new thing that you're not gonna have if you play 110, which probably most of the people will. It's crystal clusters, and what you can do is if you mine them in survival, you can get crystal shards, and you can make those to make. Well, you can craft those together in like a 3x3 to get the crystals that you can also make with the reconstructor. But these crystal clusters spawn in the world in lush caves, and so you can, if you find one, make crystals without needing the resources like redstone and diamonds and stuff like that for it.
Yeah, the alternative like way to get resources is pretty cool.
Yeah, and also you can silk touch them and then use them for decoration because they look very nice.
Definitely, yeah. And I guess the 110 people will get this. They'll have to upgrade to 111, right?
Maybe they will, but probably not, because I'm very lazy and
Same, I
upgrading
just
is very
backport it.
very annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these reconstructors actually need power, and they're getting that from over there through the use of laser relays, which are basically like cables, only a bit nicer to use, in my opinion.
And right now we can't see those, right?
Exactly. These usually have this red beam right here, connecting them, but the 111 update also included upgrades for the lasers, so you can make them invisible now. And you can make them invisible by wearing the goggles that you already have in your hands.
So I'm gonna put those on, and as you can see, you didn't see that before, but now you see there's this little line going that's giving this guy energy from over
Yeah.
here.
And you can also see that the upgrade is actually on this because it's floating above. And the goggles also have the added feature of seeing everyone in the spectral.
I can
mode.
like see you through walls and stuff.
Yeah.
I can be like a PvP master.
I'm gonna take these off though because they look derpy. I'm generating the power here by using oil stuff, which is very nice because that's the main way to generate power in actual editions. What you can do is you can plant canola, which I have done back here. And basically, if you harvest it, you get canola and canola seeds. And the canola can be used in the canola press, back here, to get canola oil, which can be made into different tiers, I guess, of oil. You can make normal oil and then crystallize it in powered oil, which are a little harder to make because you gotta use in-world interaction and you gotta drop items into fluids, and it's all very complicated. But it generates way more power than the default oil, so right now I'm using normal oil for this generator, which is doing 80 RF a tick.
Right, and we're fermenting the canola oil into normal oil.
Exactly, yeah. That's just a very simple step because it doesn't require anything.
Yep.
And yeah, that's how I'm generating the power.
And
for this
we're
instance.
we're charging this battery, right?
Yes, this is a battery box, which is also not in 110. This is all 111 stuff. You can use it as power storage or just use it as battery charging because you can take them off. But I think they have a really nice, like not GUI but just display, I
Yeah,
guess.
I can totally see people using this in their base as like a decoration thing.
Uh-huh. But yeah, so the way that this is connected is also laser relays, as you can see, the energy ones in red and the item ones in green, which a lot of people don't realize that they exist. Few people use them, but I think they're very powerful.
Oh yeah.
In this instance, I have a very simple thing. I just have this farmer connected to one.
And this farmer is
now
a pretty
I don't have it connected anymore because I accidentally broke it.
and this farmer is actually a pretty cool block in itself.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that actually. The farmer basically does a 9x9 area in front of it. And that's it, really. And I just noticed that the worms, they have the spectral effect too from the
Oh, the goggles.
that looks fun, yeah,
Yeah.
from the goggles.
Yeah, as you can see, there's worms, and that's probably the best thing in this mod, like by far. The worms. I mean, everything else is cool, but the worms.
Yeah, basically they fertilize stuff and they keep it hydrated if you don't have water. So I could remove this, and it'd still keep it hydrated and stuff.
Yeah, they're like little farm workers, basically.
But coming back to the item lasers, which I'm not going to break this time, what I have right here is a hopping item interface, which is basically an item interface from 110 and a hopper combined. This is also 111 stuff only. And what it does is it grabs items out of the former and puts them into this canola press. And because this can only get canola, it can only hold it, and it doesn't allow anything else into its slot. It's only going to get canola. But the seeds would get stuck in the farmer if I just left them there because eventually they'd overflow.
Right.
And so what I have here is an advanced item laser that's blacklisted for canola, meaning it can only get anything but canola if you right click the block itself. And so everything but canola, so the seeds go into this chest instead so that it doesn't fill up the system.
So the interface is acting like a filter.
Yeah.
That's pretty, yeah. And so that way you don't have to worry about having to manually refill your farmer or like empty it out.
Yeah, and this is like a very basic and simple setup, but you could do storage systems and more complex things with this. Because what you could have, for example, is I'm gonna try to show this quickly, is if you have a storage system, I guess, with a bunch of chests that are all connected to your system, lasers. What you could do is you could have like an ore processing.
Block
That was
updates.
nice. Like an ore processing area down here, I guess. That only allows ores. So I could make this. If you right-click the item laser relay back here, you can see the whitelist settings.
Oh wow.
And what I can do is I can set this to only allow stuff like, I don't know, these 3 ores to go out of this. And then I could put a bunch of random items into these chests. And what would happen is only the ores would get pulled out of every chest. And so, as you can see by the nice animation, only the iron and the coal and the gold is going to be pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else is gonna stay. So you could use this for a furnace setup, for example, and just have all the ores get extracted from your storage system, and smelted, and then put back into it.
Yeah, and I gotta say the effect is really cool. Like it not only is it cool, but it's informational. Like you can tell, hey, oh, that's what it's extracting from this chest because you see this little block popping up.
Yeah. There we go.
So I imagine someone could probably just have a base with a ton of lasers and a lot of stuff going on, and it would look way cooler than your average pipes and transfers things.
Yeah. Especially the most of the pipes nowadays that they don't have any in-world indication of actual items moving.
Right, because Buildcraft
the
used to
interval
have that,
pipes
but
and
it was
stuff.
like really bad performance-wise. So now most mods don't do it. But it's cool how you figured out this kind of neat way of going about it.
Yeah. And this is just like one particle effect that just has a nice renderer, so it shouldn't be performance intensive at all.
Yeah, if I do TPS here, server TPS is nice and stable 20, so everything's all good.
But also, getting some items from this chest back here. To make some of the higher tier stuff, like the greenhouse glass that we haven't showed yet, which is up here, which speeds up the growth of plants, you will need empowered blocks and empowered crystals instead of the normal crystals that you can make with the reconstructor. And you are going to have to make an empowerer for this. This is basically like an infusion altar, I guess.
It's a magic mod now, yeah.
Yeah, and what you can do is you can make empowered emerald crystals, for example, by putting all these items in this, and no, not this, this, and then it's
Whoa.
going to convert into an
Nice.
empowered crystal. And
And-
if I were to use the block form, it'd take a lot longer, so you can see the nice effect. Come on. There you go.
That's a really cool particle effect. Is that in vanilla or is that custom?
This effect in the middle?
Yeah, the like white things coming out of it.
That's... think that's Firework.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure it's the Firework ones.
Yeah. I love it when
Yeah.
mods use stuff that like in vanilla already. There we
Mhm.
go. And we got our empowered thing, emerald
Yeah, and you
crystal.
just take that off. In this vein, because no, that's not what it's called. There you go. Because talking about nice animations, there's the vertical digger, which I haven't set up here. This is basically a mining device. And what you can do is you can set it to allow to either mine only the ores or mine all the blocks. And as you'll be able to see, if I make it mine all the blocks, it also has a very nice laser mining effect.
Yeah. So this is like slight like more customizable version of Mechanism's digital miner, or like it's like a nice compact query system basically.
Yeah, and what you can do is you can use phantom boosters on top of this to make its area bigger. So if you go down here, you can see that it now mines a bigger area.
Mhm.
And you can put 3, so then it's gonna mine a huge
Oh, now you
area.
can stack them like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna set this to only mine ores because otherwise it's gonna destroy the entire world. But if you look into it, you can see that it's gonna try to find some ores now, which it probably isn't going to. Because we're recording and so it's not gonna happen. Come on, find some ores.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, if you hover over the block itself, you can see where it's mining at.
Oh yeah, that's what it shows that right next to your crosshair.
Yeah. And it's just very slow because it's in the ore scanning mode, which is a lot more energy intensive, I
Right.
guess.
But we can check back on that later, and hopefully we'll find some
Yeah.
ores.
So probably the most important thing actually that this mod has is the drills. And I have made two here, but you're gonna have to uncreative mode us to try them out.
Yep. Hold on. Let me game mode 0 myself. Game mode Ellpeck 0. There we go.
I have two ones. This is one, and if you hold it and then sneak right click, you can see what's in it.
So we got some upgrades.
Yeah, your one should have speed 3, and then silk touch.
Yep. Speed augment 3 and silk touch.
And the drills can mine dirt, like, I guess, dirty blocks and stone. So basically, things that you can mine with a shovel and
And a
things that you can mine
pickaxe.
with a pickaxe.
Yeah. And so this
And because
is.
it has speed 3, it's gonna be insanely fast.
And do these use? I'm guessing these. Yeah, these use power or crystal flux.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Because it's like
And-
the creative mode, but you don't have to go in creative.
Yeah, and I have one here that. Ow,
Sorry about
God.
that. I don't know what's going on. I think I got block stuck or something. I'm
Who's
stuck.
dying?
I'm. There we go. Wait,
Oh,
I'm still stuck.
that's weird.
There we go. I got unstuck. That was bad.
That's weird.
I think there was some mob suffocating or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I have one that's I guess range upgraded, and so this one mines a 3x3. But also, if I put in the other upgrade, it's gonna mine a 5x5.
Whoa! Take that, Tinker's Construct.
So if you need a huge area to be mined out, you can use this. It just takes ages. So I'm gonna put in the speed upgrades. Oh god, I'm running JEI's cheat mode. Great. I can't put in the cheat the cheat upgrades, the speed upgrades. But yeah, it gets slower the more
The
like
less.
modifier upgrades I guess you put in.
Ah, okay. And are the modifiers expensive to make?
They're not that expensive, but you always need the lower tier. So if you want speed 3, you need speed 1 and 2 to be in the
Yep, the
drill
thing.
2.
Yeah. And we just made a huge mess, but
Yeah.
that's what happens.
So maybe this quarry has actually mined something by now. Yes, it mined 10 coal, 2 tin ore, and 5 iron ore. That's
That's
good,
something,
I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, that's really the main stuff that I wanted to show off.
Oh, and no.
Except for actually, can you creative mode me again?
Oh, aren't you? Did I? I think I did.
No,
that.
you oh, I am okay. It's weird. Maybe I was. I just wasn't in cheat mode. We made this giant block back there, by using something called the handheld filler. And what you can do with this is you can select the block. Let's just use like spruce planks, I guess. And if you're not in creative mode, you need the blocks. But if you're in creative mode, it's just gonna spawn them in. Because what you can do is you can fill up an area with blocks. So if I just go back here and do this, it's gonna make a huge mess. But it's going to just fill up the area with spruce, and then I can just sit here and wait.
So if you want to really easily like make a foundation for your house or something, this is a great way to do it.
Yeah. Thing is, you just can't do anything else, because if I were to unselect the filler right now, it would just stop doing what it's doing.
So you hold right click, and then if you just hold right click it, it's gonna build in that area, and there you go. You can fill a 3D area too, right?
Yeah, like I did back
Yep.
here.
Yeah, and so you can create all sorts of stuff. It's like a builder's spawn, sort of, but cooler.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Also, I forgot something really nice that I should have showed off. For 111, this got a whole big update. It's the Firework box, and if you don't change anything in the GUI for now, it's just gonna spawn random fireworks
That's cool. As long as it's on.
as long as it's on as long as it gets power. But
Yeah.
what you can do is in the GUI you can actually specify a lot of stuff. Like I could say that there is always a creeper shape but never a small ball. And so now it'll always be a creeper shape.
Wait, so is this block new, or is it you just updated it for
The config for it is just new. The Firework box has existed since a long time ago.
Okay, so now it's just configurable because it's I know in vanilla, like, I know you can make different fireworks, but I don't even remember how you do it because, like, I don't remember the crafting process. But something like this is a pretty neat way to do it.
But what I could do right now, for example, is I could set the area of effect to like 0, and then set the value play to 0, which is basically the amount of just values. Everything will vary. So if I set the value play at the top left to 0, it's always going to be the same firework.
Mm-hmm.
And if I also set the color amount to 1, which is very boring, so I don't want that. But I can make them fly really, really high and have a lot of charges, and have a lot of effects, and then have it be really random by setting the value play to a high number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I thought that. Sorry.
What better way to celebrate? I mean, anything really.
Exactly. Yeah. I can just set the chance of everything to high. I guess it's not to up, but like some value. There we go. And yeah, it's just really customizable now, and you can do a bunch of stuff with it, which I think is nice because you can do actual displays now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if you right click this with a redstone torch, like a bunch of other blocks, it turns into pulse mode. And what you can do then is you can use a button instead, or just any redstone pulse to turn it on.
That's cool how you have the interaction method, because I know, like, thermal expansion and some other mods have it in the GUI, but you kind of have this like in-world interaction method.
Yeah. That's the same for the item laser relays too. That I didn't show that off, but if you hold a compass, you can actually change the priority. Do you need this?
There we go.
You can change the priority of the item lasers. Oh, well, you can't if you have whatever the mod is, world edit, I guess, active, because it's gonna teleport you.
Oh, that's why it's doing that.
Yeah. That's sort of annoying, but I can't do anything about that, and so.
Right. But yeah, this is if you're not an admin in World Edit, then this probably works pretty well.
Yeah, I can do this actually. If you can see the priority changing probably. If you re-equip the compass.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yep, yeah, it's going up.
To some really high number.
Yeah, so you can configure how you want your system to go, and yeah.
Yeah, and you could basically say that, I don't know, this chest would be prioritized over any other chest, and so everything would go there instead. But yeah.
That's not nearly all of actual additions.
No, definitely not.
For that, you gotta look at either FTB Wiki or in-game manual. But that's just some of the cool stuff in it. And there's a lot of cool new stuff with that update you just did for 111. So that's cool. And I guess let's celebrate with some more fireworks. Why not?
Let's just place down a bunch more.
Oh god, I need to get this compass out of my hand.
There we go.
There we go.
Come on.
Yay. There we go. That's great. That's actual additions. That's inside the mod number 2. But yeah, thanks for coming on, and thank you everyone for watching. And go download actual additions. Put it in your mod pack. It's not already there, because it's cool. And also get on 111 soon. Yep. Permits.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yep, it's really nice. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.